Hi kids, I'm Miss Nicole. Miss Cindy and I were so glad to see some of you at church last weekend. Did you get to see the drama about the Lord's Supper and Kidview worship? It was a great reminder that Jesus died on the cross for our sins. And do you remember the last thing Jesus and his disciples did before they left the room? They sang praises to God. If we want to be like Jesus, we will sing praises to God too. So, are you ready for another music adventure? Miss Cindy had a ladder in her living room last time, just like this. Do you remember why? It reminded her of the music staff that looks like this. We learned that the lower a note sits on a staff, the lower it sounds, and when a note sits high on the staff, the higher it sounds. We also learned that a staff has 5 lines with 4 spaces between them. Which step is the lowest on the ladder? Right here, the bottom step. As we climb up the ladder, we get higher and higher. So we would count the bottom step as number 1 and count up the steps until we got to the top. The same is true with our staff. The bottom line is the lowest, so it is line number 1. This is line 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's the same with the spaces. The bottom is number 1, and then we go up 2, 3, and 4. Now, how is this ladder different from the step ladder? It has a lot more steps, doesn't it? The top step is much, much higher than the bottom step. It's almost like having 2 step ladders put together. There are a lot of keys on this piano, aren't there? Each key has its own pitch and its own place on the music staff. Since there are so many keys, they wouldn't all fit on just one staff. So music uses 2 staffs together that looks like this. This is called a grand staff. Can you say grand staff? Good job. Do you see the curly symbol at the top? This is called a treble clef. In music, treble means high, so the notes that sit in the treble staff have higher pitches. The symbol on the bottom is called the bass clef. Can you say bass clef? Bass means low, so the notes that sit in the bass staff have lower pitches. Now, I need everybody to stand up. We are going to play a game. Let's look at some pictures of balls on a grand staff. If the ball sits higher in the treble staff, then you're going to put your hands on top of your head like this. If it sits lower in the bass staff, you're going to put your hands on your knees. Are you ready? Let's practice with this one. That's right, that is a bass note. Let's try another. If you did your knees, you're right, that's another bass note. What about this one? That is a treble note. That's another one. That note is up here. It's pretty high. Bass note. Good job. That's a treble. That's a bass note, and it's a bass ball. That's another low one. That's a very high treble note. It's up here. That's another treble note. That's a very low note, almost the lowest on the staff. And last one, another treble. Good job. Did you notice that some of the balls are sitting in the spaces between the lines? Those are called space notes. That's easy to remember. Some of the balls sit with a line going right through the middle. What do you think we call those? You guessed it, those are called line notes. Let's look at our pictures again. This time, if you see a line note, make a line with your arms like this. And if you see a space note, make a space with your arms like this. Which one is this? That's right, it's a space note. Another space note. And a line note. Good job. Another line note. Space note. Space note. Line note. Line note again. Line note again. That was tricky. Good job. Space note. And last one, a line note. Good job, guys. Now, raise your hand if you got them all right. I bet a lot of you did. Give yourself a pat on the back and say, good job. Have you looked inside this week's treasure pack yet? You'll find a music adventure page to discover how much you've learned. Preschool and kindergarten kids will find an orange page like this. Can you find all the line notes on this side and all the space notes on this side? First through third graders will have which one is it? Use your very favorite colors to fill in the correct ball in each box, but be careful. Remember to count your lines and spaces from the bottom up. It was so good to spend time with you today. Remember to keep singing praises to God like Jesus and his disciples did. We hope to hear you sing your Praise Treasures song, Waymaker, soon. See you next time. Bye-bye.